afternoon. Blind Prime here. I figured I'd just give you a little bit of talking about me time, and then discussing why I made this channel. I mean, many of you may have seen the Mission of Blind Prime video that I made years ago whenever I first had the idea to start this channel. But I figured I'd give you kind of an update and explain to you, why I'm doing this. I don't know if I've actually articulated this enough or well enough, but the reason I'm doing this is because when I lost my vision, I suffered from major depression, like crazy bad, and took cats and some other things to help me out of it. But like for instance, I was addicted to video games. I'm straight up addicted. I love me some Minecraft. I clocked hundreds of hours of Minecraft, or at least 100 hours a week on Minecraft. I was, addicted with a capital A. And when I lost my vision due to, surgery gone wrong, before then I had a degenerative eye condition. I still have the degenerative eye condition called rod cone dystrophy. And why it's called rod cone dystrophy for me and not cone rod dystrophy is because my rods were destroyed first, meaning that I lost my ability to have nighttime vision when I was at a young age, like 3 or 4. One day, there was just no more nighttime. And, I don't have any clear memories of being able to see at night. It's always been dark at night to me. And even on a full moon and stuff like that, my rods were just never able to handle the job. And cone rod dystrophy is the difference in that where your cones disappear first. They get destroyed first. And cones have an important purpose in the eye, and that's to regulate color. They determine, what colors come from what light variations and wavelengths. So the cones are very important for color, and the rods are very important for light sensitivity. Think of them as switches turning on and off a light in your room. And a cone, just think of it as a bunch of color wheels stacked on top of each other, spinning. And they're just spinning and waiting to catch the right color. And when they catch the right color, then they'll just, they'll send that color to the brain and be like, yo, I see green over there. And the brain would be like, oh, cool, green. So that's kind of a basic idea on how the rods and cones work. And I had a rod cone dystrophy, which for the medical term for it, that's shorthand. Medical, it's X-linked retinitis pigmentosa with macular degeneration. I know. It's like, this is two $5 words and $10 word mixed in together. And it's an expensive eye condition. Because of that, even the word, it's a $20 word, But why I'm bringing this up is in 2016, I had an opportunity to get a surgery that would improve my vision. Now, at that point in my life, my vision was at 10%. I had 10% of what everybody else had, but it was tunnel vision. So it's just think narrow tunnels. I could see, but only in that area. And I could no longer see black letters on a white background. My vision had decreased to the point where I needed white letters on a black background or yellow letters on a black background, which was better. And I had to start doing more and more things. In 2009, I started using a cane. I want to say it was 2009, 2010. I started using a cane all the time because my vision had just gotten to the point I stopped riding a bicycle, and man, it sucked whenever I had to let go of my bicycle. I miss riding a bike. My parents taught me how to ride a bike at 5 years old. By the time I was 7, it was 7. I didn't have any training wheels. I was done. And if you caught me off of a bicycle between the ages of 7 and however old I was in 2009, it was rare. All right, I was riding bikes everywhere. I'd cover miles a day on a bicycle. I loved the freedom a bicycle gave me, and I lost that in 2009. It just became too dangerous. Like, I could still ride a bike, but the chance of personal injury kept increasing. And I live in America where the bills for the hospital every year, it seems they double. So yeah, no, I didn't want to go to the hospital because I didn't want to pay those bills. Like, I really wish I lived in a country where I could feel a little more free about my activities and not worry about getting hurt because I knew I could go to a hospital and get fixed and it'd be okay. That would be beautiful. But no, I live under the constant fear that I'm going to go to the hospital and be stuck with a bill that I'll never pay off for the rest of my life. And that will actually send me into a pit of depression I don't know if I'll come back from. I am truly terrified of a hospital bill. That is that is the one thing that wakes me up in the middle of the night, breathing heavy and sweating. Is the idea of like $100,000 hospital bill. It scares the shit out of me, and I don't understand why it doesn't scare more people in this country. Um, that's about as political as I'll get with it. I'll steer away from that, but I don't like to get political in this channel, but sometimes you can't help it, especially when you feel strongly about something like healthcare. As a blind person, I feel very strongly about healthcare, and as a religious person, I feel very strongly about healthcare because I personally believe that making any sort of profit off of anyone's suffering is evil, plain and simple. So let's get back to the. So I had the surgery done, and it was supposed to improve my vision from 10% up to 15, maybe even 20%. I was talking about doubling my vision, and it was an opportunity. I took the opportunity. I took the risk. I rolled them dice, and I rolled ones. I lost all of my vision basically. I'm now down to 2% in one eye and 1% in the other, and I have Charles Manet syndrome, which is spelled bonnet, by the way. Yeah, the French pronounce bonnet Manet. Yeah, yeah. If you want to argue with them about it, you go beat up a Frenchman because I think it's stupid. It took me forever to figure out how to spell that name because all the doctors said was Manet, 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 Manet. No, now, if you're a doctor and you're watching this, whenever you tell a patient they have Charles Manet syndrome, please pronounce it Charles Bonnet syndrome and explain to them how it's spelled so that they don't think they're going insane. Like, so after I did the surgery, I got the surgery taken care of. My vision acuity started dropping, and I started seeing hallucinations. This was where the Charles Manet syndrome comes into play. Hallucinations are something that happens when you lose a lot of vision. Your brain starts going, well, I guess I should put something there, but what do I put there? And then your brain gets all sorts of confused and just puts up whatever it feels like. Many people have some really fun things. Like some people see ghosts, dead family members or old family members walking around their home. They see strangers in the street they haven't seen in years, things like that. They see people walk through walls. That's where I think a lot of ghost sightings may actually come from, is people suffering from Charles Manet syndrome, and they're not being told they're suffering from this, and that it's true suffering. Now, other people, they see things like, I've heard of one woman who saw vines growing everywhere. Everywhere she looked, plants were growing, and she was always seeing plants. And I think that's really cool. I really hate the fact I got a Mandelbrot set. It's all just fractals, and the more I pay attention to it, then the more complicated the fractals become. And I can kind of fall into my own hallucinations of fractals because that's what I see all the time. The world is fractals to me. And I just constantly have that Mandelbrot set song from Jonathan Colton playing in the background. Pathological monsters. Yeah, it's terrifying mathematicians. Yeah, every one of them is a splinter in my eye. I get it. Yeah, every one of them is a splinter in my eye. I even see these hallucinations when I close my eyes. The last thing I see before I go to sleep every night is these damn Mandelbrot sets. And when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I see is these damn Mandelbrot sets. They are my entire life right now. And I don't mean to get you down by explaining this. I'm just trying to tell you where I'm at with my vision. All right, I can see light. I can see that there's a halo light right there. I know it's a halo light because I installed it, but it's a halo light. And then I can see my little desk light over there, and then I can look up and I can see the light up there. There it is. And but also because I have insane tunnel vision. So it takes me a moment to even see lights because I've got little pinholes of vision, and I knocked that over, whatever it was. So that is kind of what's going on with me and my vision. It's been a difficult road. I've been losing my vision since I was born. I've never known a day without vision loss, and every day is a struggle, but every day is an adaptation. I mean, after all, I'm human, and humans are the best adapters out there, and we can adapt. We can change our environment to fit our changing needs, and that's what I do. I am constantly doing that. Like, for instance, I'm talking to you right now through a camera on a phone that I figured out how to actually use an S Pen. Here it is. I have a Note 9. Where did my S Pen go? I got a little S Pen here. The S Pen's got a little button on it. The little button will control the record and stop features on the phone. I wish it would pause the recording so I could do things like transform, and then unpause the recording. But I haven't figured out how to pause and unpause recordings. All I can do is stop and in the recording with this little button. It is a shame that but it means that these videos are just constant. They just got to be a constant roll, and I got to come up with what to say during them. And what I've done with the camera is the camera is currently sitting on a stand. And the stand is actually made out of Legos. I design these Lego cave systems. You've seen them on my channel. Well, my camera is sitting on two of them. And that's, they're faced side by side so that they're really long, and they add a nice little solid base to the camera. And then I designed a Technic little thing on top that allows me to move the camera back and forth depending on what I'm doing. Like, let me do it real quick for you on the camera. So right now I have it in the back position for long shots. Now I can put it in the front position for landscapes. There we go. And then I'll just move it into the rear position for portraits. There we go. Yeah, I've been building and designing and trying to figure out how to live my best life, and it does require creativity, and it does require not getting frustrated and throwing your phone through a wall. And trust me, whenever I had to rely on that stupid voice, the audio description on everything on my phone, that was a bad year. I had to learn that, and every other moment I wanted to throw my phone through a wall because you can't go as fast as you used to. I still haven't touched a computer because I got really good at computers. I could do a lot of shit on a computer. Now I can't, and I just it brings back too many bad memories. I haven't touched a mouse in years. I haven't touched a key. I touched keyboards because I have a Bluetooth one for in my phone, but I haven't opened up my laptop in years. It's been under my bed since I went blind because last time I messed with it, I finished up a job that I was working on, and I packed it away. It hurt too much to mess with it. It hurt a lot, and um, anyone who's gone, who's become disabled in life, you understand that pain, and anyone else, I don't know if you can understand that pain, but that exists. I can't touch computers because the pain is too strong. In that department, I was the guy that people called to ask for computer help. I was that guy. I would receive phone calls every single day from family and friends like, "Man, how are you going to fix this computer? Something's up with my computer. Could you come by and fix it?" And I have to do technical support over the phone. So it kind of hurts that I don't have access to something that I got really good at. And the only reason I don't have access to it is just because I'm now really bad at it, and I'm really slow at it. And I got to build up the strength to actually tackle that and get back to knowing computers, because it's like starting back at level 1. And once you've been level 30, it's really difficult to start back at level 1. But that's what you got to do, right? So I created this, and we're going to end this now with the positive light. All right. I've explained a lot about myself, in the story I've gone through. I've given you the Cliff Notes version. Trust me on that one. I've tried to keep it as succinct and short as possible. Now we're just gonna come to the point where I decided to make this channel. Now in 2016, I had that surgery, and then until 2020, I was in a pit of depression. Like, I tried to fix it with Legos. I tried to fix it with doing a podcast called Roquandia Radio, and I tried to accomplish it through friends and Dungeons and Dragons games and things like that. But there was just, what it was is my hands had nothing. I was so used to my hands clicking and moving on the keyboards and doing stuff. I needed my hands to do things, and my hands weren't doing as much as they used to. And it wasn't until May of 2020 that I came across the studio series Devastator on a Target shelf. And it was a couple of pieces of it. It was the Motormaster, and not the Motormaster, Mixmaster, and that weird leader class one. That's the front end loader. That's a giant front end loader thing. Oh, I forget his name. Anyway, I picked up both of those, and I was at home playing with them and realizing, like, man, these are actually a lot of fun. And I'm not depressed. I actually, I felt my brain working for the first time in a while. I sweat a little bit. I was actually, doing something, and I felt accomplished afterwards. And then I tried it with the other transformer, And I played with them back and forth a few times, and that's whenever it finally clicked in my head. It finally clicked. I know what I need to do. I need to show people Transformers. I need to show people these action figures. I need to illuminate the blind on these things, because it was just something inside that really helped whenever I transformed those Transformers. I can't describe it too much more than that, just that it helped. And every time I transformed one, it helped. If I'm feeling bad, if I'm feeling down, if I get a little depression in me, I'll transform a Transformer and it will help. I don't know why it helps, but it helps. It helps to have that thing in my hands to fiddle with. It helps to change one thing to another thing and have that moment of accomplishment. You did it. You made it into a car. Congratulations, kind of thing. It's small, but it helps. And because it helps, I wanted to show it to other people, because maybe it will help them. Maybe it will help you. Maybe. And that's what this channel's all about. I don't want people to fall into the pit of depression and they feel like there's no way out, because there is a way out. I will throw you a rope. All right? I climbed out of that pit by myself. I had to find the tools necessary to climb the walls. I had to build some of the tools. But I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to have to do that. So I'm here. All right? I'm here to help, because I've been there. I've been at the bottom. I've felt it. All right? I've felt all the negative emotions. I have felt the wanting to just close the door on it all. I felt that. But I'm telling you, that once you're at the bottom, just start climbing. It will get better. It's just difficult, and I'm here to help, though. And Transformers helped me, and so if I bring them to you, maybe they'll help you too. Thank you for watching, and please tune into my channel, blind_prime, where I review action figures and stuff for the blind and the disabled, and also the despaired, because I know what it's like to suffer despair, and I'm here for you. Thanks for watching.